So if there's a style of YouTube videos I love to watch these days, it's something in the likes of sit down and talk videos, something maybe you would find Moist Critical doing and other commentary YouTubers do. The only difference is that I personally try to add a bit of quality to mine. Also going to use this opportunity to test out my new lights. I have this light here and I have one shining on my face. So that gives a little bit of dimension to my videos. My videos have been looking a little bit too flat for the longest time. But that aside, today's video is a quick one. Hopefully I'm trying to get this video out as fast as I can. So I've had this video idea in my head for quite some time now, and it's the whole concept of what do I do with my architecture degree. I've been in school, I was in school for about 6 years, from 2020 down to 2025. Right now I'm doing absolutely nothing with my degree, and I don't know if I'm making the right choice or not. A bunch of my mates are currently undergoing the master's degree in architecture, but I decided not really. I know my parents would have wanted me to. They really wanted me to, but I didn't just want to because it was like too much of a hassle. I barely finished the degree itself. I was not ready to put myself under the pressure of master's degree. So right now I have about 4 options basically. I have 4 options that I'm cycling through, and I'm pretty much going to go through them in the course of this video and just explain what my options are and possibly get you guys' input on what you think I should do next. This is not a regular YouTube video, so I don't expect this video to do well compared to my other videos. But once in a while, I just try to do this where I just fill you guys in on what's going on in my life. Yeah. So as of now, I've thought of so many things I could be doing in my life. But as of now, the only thing that truly excites me, like the only thing that I feel like I can genuinely do with my life right now is make videos. YouTube in particular. I've thought about making shorts for TikTok, for IG Reels, but like at the end of the day, I just prefer making YouTube videos. And it's something I've always wanted to do since when I was like, what, 10? I've been in this space for a very long time. If I had the backing, I'm not even trying to get pity out of this video. God help me. I'm not trying to get pity, but like if I had gotten like the support from friends and family when I discovered YouTube, I'm pretty sure I would have been among the top creators at this point. Because at the point I started, I had no idea that YouTube even paid people. I was just doing it because I genuinely wanted to do it, which is exactly what most big YouTubers are saying these days. They're basically enjoying the benefits of just doing it because they genuinely wanted to. And some of them would never see themselves quitting for anything because they just love doing it. And apparently it decided to pay them at some point. So to me, that's a big win. And as much as I'm trying to do YouTube in that same sense where I generally don't want to do it all because of money, but just because I do enjoy it, at the same time, I do have to get paid from something somehow. But I have 4 things that I'm cycling through, 4 options that are in my head. I've also written them down so that I don't go through too overboard in this video. And I want you guys to help me judge or share your ideas or what you think makes more sense. So number 1, of course, is to really double down on YouTube and freelancing. And these are the 2 things I've been doing consistently for the past 3 or 4 years at this point. I have been editing videos for other creators, other businesses, other agencies basically at this point for about 4 years, and that's basically how I've been able to afford some of the things like a camera, lights, basically lights, mics, everything. I've been funding all of this YouTube stuffs with money I get from freelancing, and basically that's how I've been making money. I video edit for people. Basically, YouTube doesn't pay me a single dime, although I have gotten a bit of money here and there from Amazon affiliate sales. At the end of the day, I am looking for 2 things if I'm going to really stick to this whole YouTube and freelancing stuff. Soon to be 25, and I have no idea how sustainable or how realistic doing this whole YouTube thing and the whole freelancing thing can actually take me. I remember sitting there one day and asking myself, how many videos do I have to edit for people before I'm able to buy my first house? I thought about that thing for a very long time. Not even my first house. How many videos do I have to edit before I can actually buy a car? When I think about it, it takes me on this very dark place where I'm like, is this thing, what am I even doing with my life? Should I just go and carry on with my degree, my master's degree, and just do something related to architecture and hope for the best in the future? But like at the same time, I don't know. I don't even think that part is even sustainable too, the whole architecture thing. shout out to my mates who are doing the master's degree. At this point, sorry to say, I just feel like they're all just delaying the unemployment at this point. They're just delaying unemployment at this point, to be honest. There's no job, even in the architectural field. I still see a lot of architects fighting for money, barely getting paid. Some of them will say they have been in the field for like 30 years, but they literally don't have a car. They literally don't have a good place to stay. And you have been in the field for 30 years. It makes me think otherwise about this whole path that people are taking. So now that's no shame on anyone studying architecture. I feel like it's a problem here in Nigeria, but nevertheless. So when I start to think about this whole YouTube thing and how sustainable it might be, I start to ask myself, what do I realistically do about this whole thing? For YouTube, how long does it actually take before I actually can make good money to the point where I can actually afford a lot of bills, maybe even get a car, maybe be able to rent, even actually get married at some point. But like right now, it's not even paying me a single dime. So it's a little bit just all over the place at this point. I really do not know what to do about any of this. But the best thing I can do is just to keep posting and just hope for the best. So my second option is, of course, to leave the country, to leave Nigeria and go join my brother and my sister in the UK. They are currently in the UK and they have been there for I think my sister has been there for about a year and my brother has been there for about 3 years now. That's the second option, and it's something they have planted in my head as the idea of what realistically are you still doing in Nigeria? And I really thought about it. I was like, really, what am I doing here? With everything that I'm doing, YouTube, tech, even tech in general, I just feel like it's better off for me to not even be here than be here. I've seen Nigerians make it work, but like that's when they are focusing mostly on like Nigerian brands, African brands, tech brands. No shame to them, but tech, personally, people like Techno, Infinix, I have no problem with those phones. I've said it so many times. They are making phones for the masses. They are making phones for people who can afford the flagships. But realistically, do I see myself using a Techno phone or an Infinix phone? To be honest, I don't. And it's low-key why I still preach the idea of having a flagship phone. Even if it's like 5 years like old at this point, I see no reason why you should not have it. I'm still using an iPhone 11 and I would not say it's perfect, but it's still better off than most Android phones, most budget Android phones at this point, especially when it comes to the cameras. So the whole idea of leaving Nigeria just was making sense to me, and it's still kind of making sense to me, to be honest, because if you ask me what am I doing here, I really cannot explain to you. The kind of work I do, YouTube, freelance editing, is not really tied to me being in one place. I can basically do it from anywhere. But at the same time, when we are being realistic, I can't afford to. And like I said, my brother and my sister are currently in the UK, but that doesn't mean I'm supposed to take or put all my responsibilities, all my funding for me to go there on their heads. They're also working. They're also trying to meet bills and pay one or two things while they are there. And to take all their money to pay for me to go there, to me, I don't just see it as worth it. Especially with how much I make in a month, I don't think I can afford to live in the UK with how much I make in a month. It's literally not enough. I don't even think I can afford rent at this point. It's not just making sense. To be honest, the UK would have been the dream. Not even the UK. I think Canada would have been the dream, to be honest. But like with my financial situation, my financial situation at the point, it's not just doable. But also, I'm not going to lie, it's still one of the higher options that I have right now. And if I do get blessed in one way or the other, that might just be the path that I take. Just move out of Nigeria, because why not? So the third option is kind of counter. It's more of staying in Nigeria, but moving cities. Like I said, I do tech. And if you know the tech space in Nigeria, it's mostly in Lagos. Lagos is like the center of basically anything tech related, anything creator related, like YouTube, TikTok, all the events happen in Lagos. But staying in Lagos is not cheap. I have seen so many apartment hunting videos on YouTube and it's not cheap. Even in my city, I'm currently in Kaduna of Nigeria, and it's relatively cheaper, but it's still not cheap, to be honest. A regular person, regular 25-year-old who's barely making serious money, even online, talk more of people who are actually working jobs. Like, you can't even afford it. I don't know how they do it, but like it's pretty hard to think about it. So my third option basically is just to move within Nigeria, just maybe fund or find a way of funding myself to move towards the happening places where I can actually grow this whole YouTube thing, especially when it comes to tech. Like, I feel like if I'm going to do tech seriously, if I'm going to take tech seriously, I should be in Lagos. I know I could be in Abuja. There are so many people now trying to build Abuja as this next place for content creators and stuff. But like Lagos is still where most of the things are happening. So if I'm really going to make this thing work while staying in Nigeria, Lagos is going to have to be the place. So I've thought about it so many times. Three options in this was to either find a place for now, just move out of my parents' house, find a place within this city and stay on my own. But I thought about it. We basically have just recently upgraded my parents' house. This whole lighting you're seeing is all solar powered at this point. Anything powers generally, we don't really depend on the national grid. At this point, I don't think there's power from the national grid, and there has not been power from the national grid since morning. It's currently 3:50, almost 4 p.m. and there has not been light from the national grid since I woke up, basically. So you can see how bad it is. And next is to either find a place in Abuja, which is my second best option because it's still closer to the north, because I'm currently in the north, and it's kind of manageable for me, especially like cultural wise. Like it's still around the things that I'm familiar with, not too crazy of a state. I don't know about peaceful, but it's low key calm. I think it's calm. I think that's the right word to use. It's low key calm. But Lagos is more of, there's this hustle culture in Lagos. It's like Lagos is low key like the New York of Nigeria, basically. It's like hustle, fast paced. Everybody is moving fast. And if you are not moving fast, bro, they will crush you and just forget that you are even there lying on the ground. So that's why I'm really skeptical about the whole Lagos thing. If I had family there, it would have been a tad bit easier. I would just go there, spend a month or two just testing out how the place is, and then knowing whether I would actually want to stay there or not. So those are my three options. In the third option of the places I might want to move to, either I stay in my city, Kaduna, or I move to Abuja, or move to Lagos. And lastly, the fourth option that I have, I still feel like all these other options still relate back to that option. This last one is a little bit taken away from that first one, because the first option was to basically double down on YouTube and freelancing. Then the second option and the third option were about just me moving, which I still feel like would still not stop me from doing my freelancing on YouTube. It's only going to contribute to it. But the third option is where it gets like it's like me following a different path, and that's me actually settling down to just do this architecture master's degree. I've thought about it so many times, especially now that I'm basically at home 24/7. So it really just feels like I'm not doing much, especially on days where I don't actually make anything, or I'm just lazing around, not being able to make a video, or just not being able to even work on client videos. Maybe I don't have any client videos to work on. It just feels like, what am I doing? I low-key feel like I should have just gone for the master's degree while still like dabbling on trying to make this whole YouTube thing and master's thing work. And I think the fifth option, I think I have a fifth option. The fifth option now is to go for NYSC, which that one is still a little bit faded a little bit. I'm not too sure about that. NYSC might pause a lot of things for me that I don't want to pause. It will pause my freelancing, it will pause my YouTube, and I really do not want that. I don't know, as of now, I don't know the implications of whether I should do the master's degree. What would happen if I don't do it? Is there something that is going to come up in the future that would actually make me need that master's degree and I don't have it? I don't know. And to be honest, I've not been the type to work based on probabilities. I want to work on what I am very sure of and put all my effort into making that thing work, rather than working on possibilities like, what if? Like, there's so many what ifs, but like, why does it have to be master's degree? I never just liked architecture. I don't know why. I think I just lost interest in the whole architecture thing. I think if I did something totally different, if I've done like a course like digital marketing or media production, which is one of the courses I was going to apply for if I was going to the UK, because if I'm going to the UK, I'm basically going under like school and stuff, which there's still a little bit of hassle with that. It's a whole different this thing. Those who know, they definitely know. Going to the UK is not for the weak, especially if you're going as a student. So it's a totally different thing. But I think right now, my best option, to be honest, is just moving out of Nigeria. But as of now, it's not looking doable, and it's not looking doable because of finances, basically. So if I can actually get this whole YouTube thing to work, I can actually get this whole freelancing thing to actually pay me more than it actually is, and I can actually save up much, I think it will be possible to actually move out of the country, start a new life basically. But yeah, rambled for the most part. What are your thoughts? What do you think I should do? I know a lot of people will tell me to just do the NYSC. You don't know what will happen in the future, but it's the same thing. What I don't want to work up the probabilities, and the freelancing thing that I'm doing and the whole YouTube thing would definitely pause if I ever went for NYSC. NYSC is this mandatory service that you do to your country after you have graduated from university. It's mandatory, but I know a lot of people who skipped it. And even those that go, I know the people that still find their way to not even do it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. Next week, I think we'll just go back to our regularly scheduled videos. I have some planned. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Anything you want to share, would love to hear it. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.